Welcome back to a brand new episode of Mafia 2 Definitive Edition.
I couldn't sleep. Things were bad, and they were only gonna get worse. The truth was gonna come out sooner or later. And then we were gonna have Falcone after us, along with the Chinese and Vinci. This wasn't how I imagined it when we were starting out. I dreamed of money, cars, women, respect, freedom. I guess I ended up getting all that, more or less. But along with it came prison, living in constant fear, and the blood of my friends. I ducked it as long as I could, but it was finally catching up with me. It was all just a matter of time. Yeah, hello.
Vito. Yeah, it's Eddie. Listen, I need you to...
Let me guess. You need me to come by right away, and I should bring a gun.
For once, I don't. Carlo wants to see you over at the Planetarium.
Did he say what it was about?
Nope. Better head over there now, though. Don't want to keep the man waiting. Yeah, see you, Vito.
That was weird. It triggered a whole cutscene. Normally, it doesn't do that. Okay, so we gotta go way up there. Okay, and that's not the front door. That's the front door.
Mr. Scaletta, can you get in, please?
Hey, old man. What are you doing back?
Just get in the damn car.
You don't
No.
look happy.
And you are...
This is our friend, Mr. Chu.
Alright, so what the hell's going on? What is this?
This is about you. You fucked up good, didn't you? Started a fucking war.
Got no idea what you're talking about.
Don't fuck with me, boy. I've probably forgotten more about this business than you'll ever learn. Half our guys are dead. Half of Mr. Chu's guys are dead. And now the feds are breathing down everybody's necks. Because of you.
Leo, listen.
You listen. If it wasn't for me, you would have already been taken care of. So you're gonna listen to what I have to say, and you're gonna listen good. What you did in Chinatown, that was because of that cocksucker Henry, right? You know who he was working for when he died?
You mean when he was butchered?
He was working for the feds. He was a fucking rat. That's why Mr. Chu's people did what they did. And that's why the feds are going after Carlo now. But I don't forget my friends, Vito. You did for me, so I did for you. I called in a few favors. Got you one chance to make this right.
Okay, I'm listening.
You're gonna get rid of Carlo. Do us all a favor.
And if I refuse?
You die. Frank and the rest of the commission want you dead. So does Mr. Chu. And to top it all off, you vouched for a rat. You think Carlo's gonna let that slide? You're a dead man walking.
When?
Now. Every minute we wait is another minute we give to the feds. He's holed up at that observatory of his. You know something's up. Carlo Falcone is a lot of things, but stupid ain't one of them.
Alright. Stop the car.
Remember, kid, this is your last chance.
Okay. Where are we? Let's get a car. Let's go to a gun store.
McCluskey & Sons only offers the very best, be it guns or ammo.
I don't have what I want. Okay. We have to go up here to Henry, I think. That's annoying, though. They've got, like, all these gun stores around town, but you can only get certain things there. Okay, we are here at Henry's.
Who's there?
It's me, Vito.
Come on in.
This is the last chapter here, so
Hey, Vito, what do you do? I got all the guns you'll ever need. Like my mom always said, you can never have too much ammo. Like my mom always said, you can never have too much ammo.
see. It's hard to see what you're actually like looking at. Like here it's obvious, but like here with all this stuff, which one? Okay, grenades.
Here you go, Vito. Happy hunting, Vito. Here you go, Vito. Like my mom always said, you can never have too much ammo.
Nope.
Like my mom always said, you can never have too much ammo.
Okay, there's no Molotovs, but we got grenades, so I guess that'll have to work.
Like my mom always said, you can never have too much ammo. Whatever you're doing out there, it's good for business.
Okay, now we can go over here to Falcone. Oh, the camera there. Okay, so we are here. I just realized that my health is a bit low. I probably should have stopped somewhere and got something to eat. Kind of annoying that they don't replenish that at the start of every chapter. Kind of reminds me of the observatory in Grand Theft Auto 5. I think it's even got a little staircase over here like this.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Vito. The boss wants to see you.
Good. I want to see him, too.
One thing, though, Vito. I gotta take your gun.
Yeah, all right. Here you go.
Nice. Okay. Like, every once in a while, the game just wants to, like, have them, like, rush at you.
What the fuck's the matter with you? He's right there!
Dude, who's the guy over on the left, or is that, like, way up and over? Ah, man, my aiming. You get up there. Okay, he can hit me, I guess. Okay, I think I got 1, 2, unless he pops back up, which is quite possible. So there's that one other guy that's like over that way somewhere. Oh geez, there's a lot more people. Okay. I didn't think it'd be that easy. Okay. There's still someone alive. Fairly close. Yeah, it's annoying when you can't get an angle on people like that. They just want to hide behind cover until you get to like a spot where they can just shoot you. You just don't have the cover from them. You guys coming? Nice! Anyone else? Where are they? I think if I go up here, I leave myself vulnerable if they're over there. Come out wherever you are. He's not gonna do it. Oh, I see you. Okay. And see, now he won't come out. There we go. Come on. It's like the game just wants you to run into that room. I was gonna say, yeah, there's one guy right there, too. But where's the other guy? Oh, I see him. That was sneaky. There's someone else? Took some damage after I killed him, I thought. Ah! And it's gonna make me go back all the way to the beginning. I bet. Yup. What are you doing? Shoot! See, that's why I was being so cautious not to rush forward. Because they just, like, instantly kill you. I don't know what the reload button is. shot me? How'd they shoot me? He's still alive? He is. How is he still alive and I die so quick? Like, I don't know if it's rain, but it looks like there's bullets coming from like this direction. Okay, there's one more. Where is he? Say the same to you. I see you, I see you. Jeez. Get behind cover. Man, this is probably one of the worst cover systems I've ever had in a game. Is he not dead? Like, the cover system, it isn't that bad until you, like, actually need it. And then it, like, loves to pull you out of cover as you're, like, aiming and stuff. Really? 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 That's fair. I mean, it was made worse by the fact that I was still out there around cover while I was reloading, but... I love how they can shoot me through the planner. He's still alive too, I think. And now he's just gonna sit there. I'm gonna say I don't remember killing those guys, but that was in the cutscene. I remember that now. Hopefully with the shotgun here we can get them. Yeah, there wasn't somebody up there like there was before. Come on. I have a present for you. They're my bullets. Come on. And now we gotta come up here. Still alive. That's nice. Hoping I can like just trigger them. Yeah, like that. Really? He's still alive? 3 shots. And those look like headshots too. Yup. Say, I knew he was right there. Hiding behind cover. Like, the cover is fine, but they'll just stay there behind it until you get in a spot where they can just shoot you. Let's... Come on. Like, I wish there would trigger a checkpoint. Like, once you get up into here. Is it a person? It is. How are you shooting me, man? And that didn't get him. Of course not. Not behind that. I mean, here's the problem. Is if I go in there, then I can just get shot and instantly die again, like the last time. What if I... There's someone over there. There was before on one of these. Yeah, he's up those stairs. Ugh. I didn't know what that black thing was, if there was someone there that I could shoot. But yeah, I mean... At a certain point, though, like, throughout this mission, just put in checkpoints. Where is he? Okay. I still got another one, though. Yep, that's what I thought. Boom. Man. Okay. There's like an aim assist, sort of. See, where are we? Are we getting close? I can't really tell. There's like an aim assist sort of sometimes, but like not all the time. It's really weird. Cause I don't know when it's gonna kick in and when it's not. Okay. Yeah, see, that's where we came up, was over there. Checkpoint, thank you. I can't move. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. But man, like, can they shoot me through there? Like, I don't know. That's why I was like looking.
Let's go, you cocksucker! He's right there! Shoot him!
There's no cover. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, like, I didn't know if, you know, I didn't know how big the staircase was. And look, there was people all around it, so I figured, like, it might go around a couple times, and I didn't know, you know, where they would be able to shoot me at. So I was trying to be real cautious there. Okay, there's more now. That's kind of annoying. Like, you think you have everyone in a section and you're trying to gather ammo and you're not paying attention and they just run out to shoot you. Man, my aiming is just horrible. Really? Yep, more people. See, and it came out of cover. I think I'm out of cover too again. I'm still kind of on the wall, but it's just being weird. Like, where is everyone in a place like this? Oh, no, this way. Where are you? You're up in this room. I kind of want to use this desk for cover, but I don't feel like it's going to be great cover. Okay. So yeah, I didn't know if he was right by this doorway. That's why I didn't want to go up there. It didn't save.
Look who it is. This is who they send? This is an insult. What'd they tell you, Vito? Take care of me and all's forgiven? You really think they're just gonna let you walk after everything you did? Then again, chumps like you never do think about the big picture. But your buddy Joe understands. Don't you, Joe?
What the fuck is this?
I could ask you the same question.
Loyalty's a funny thing, huh, Vito? No such thing as friendship in this business. Didn't your old pal Leo teach you that while you're sucking his cock back in the can?
That's not nice.
You're just a fucking pawn, Vito. That's all you ever were. When are you gonna realize
Joe,
that?
you just gotta trust me.
You think I give a shit about the feds? All those tired old fucks on the commission? They're using you, Vito. Just like Clemente used you. Just like I used you. Just like that rat fuck Henry used you. You vouched for that piece of shit. Brought him into my house. And now, you dumb fuck, you're gonna pay for it. Now, Joe.
Hey, if you're gonna pull that trigger, do it already.
What are you waiting?
Don't do it.
Vito, let's shoot this cocksucker.
Remember what we talked
On
about,
tree.
Joe? You're gonna throw all that away? Do it!
2.
Now!
Kill this fuck already, will you?
Jeez. What? Who's...
God damn it! Somebody kill these two psychos!
There we go. Okay.
You dumb bastard, you don't stand a chance. You can't kill them all. You really are insane, aren't you?
This is annoying because they're like coming up around behind you and everything.
Come on already.
That's Joe, I think. fucking... Why is it taking so long to reload? Okay, I got another one. Man, I'm just kind of spraying and praying. Who's shooting over there? There we go.
Oh, I kind of miss this. Reminds me of my Prohibition days.
Okay. Okay, we did it.
You know something, Carlo? For the last 10 years, all I done was kill. I killed for my country. I killed for my family. I killed anybody that got in my way. But this one's for me. Fuck you. Fucking prick.
I sure as hell hope you know what you're doing here.
Don't worry, I took care of it. You'll see. So, what was he talking about back there?
Nothing. He made me an offer, that's all.
Yeah, I figured out that much. What kind of offer?
He wanted me to whack it. Said he'd make me a capo, give me my own crew. You know, pretty much everything I ever wanted.
Yeah? So why the hell didn't you do it?
Remember that $5 you owe me?
We're gonna have to shoot our way out of here. I don't know. I don't think so.
What the hell is this?
It's all right, Joe.
Is it done?
It's done.
All right, then. Looks like a celebration is in order. Come on, let's head to the cat house.
Sounds good to me.
Come with me, Vito. There's more we need to talk about.
All right, we'll see you over there.
All right. So what's the big secret? Hey, what the hell's going on? Where they taking Joe?
Sorry, kid. Joe wasn't part of our deal.
That's not cool. We're gonna have to go rescue Joe? Or... Kinda looks like it's just gonna end. Okay, so let's talk about the game. The story, I really like the story. One of the things I mentioned with the first game was I wanted more personal storylines, and we got that a little bit with this game, I think. We got to meet Vito's family, and then the way Vito interacted with Joe, it helps you connect a little bit more with him on a personal level that I felt was lacking with Tommy in the first game. Like the first game, though, I could have done for a longer story, but as I found out with Far Cry 5, long is not always good. Prison sequence. It was kind of weird how they put you into the first person when going into the prison. And I don't mean that weird as in a bad way, just weird as in interesting. The game is a third person game, but for that one little bit they chose to put you into first person, it was just interesting. It's also always interesting when an open world game removes you from that open world and puts you into a confined space, like they did with the prison. It definitely fit within the story, and they found a way to make it work, but usually parts of games like this usually just kind of feel weird, and I don't really think this one did. I think they did a good job still making the game flow and connecting the story back to the prison even after you got out. Mission crossover. I really liked the mission crossover from the first game to the second game. Getting to see that in the first game and then going and playing it out in the second game was really cool. I can't think of another game that I've played that has done something like that. So the rescuing Joe mission, that was kind of annoying there at the end of that mission. I did really well my first time through it. I was very cautious and took my time, but that's just how I approach those types of situations. But as I was working through that sequence, everybody pretty much just stayed where they were. After dying, though, the first time through, the AI attacked different. They made the mission harder by having the AI come up the stairs. And in fact, at one point, they had them come up both sets of stairs. This was worse because there was almost no cover from the stairs without exposing you to everyone else. The only cover was the wall along the staircase, which I used, but then you can't take out anyone on the stairs. Combined with the way the game usually takes you out of cover when you aim, it was really not a good situation. It was really frustrating because it just felt like they changed the rules of the mission and just made it harder after you died. And I just don't understand why you would make a mission harder after having the player already die trying to complete it. With the amount of time I took my first time through it, the AI had plenty of time to come up the stairs, but they didn't. I'm not sure if this was just a situation of the AI being glitched in place again, and when I died it reset it. It was one of the last missions of the game, and it was hard, and it should be, and outside of that whole issue, I really did enjoy it. The game is more open world than the first game, but still extremely linear. It takes you into the next chapter, and then, well, sometimes have a cutscene, but it isn't as forceful with the first game. However, you do still have to answer the phone to start the next chapter mission if you do wish on exploring. You can't just wait to answer the phone until you're ready. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of things to do, though, to engage in while in the world when not doing missions. The game does try to cross into some more open world elements with things like the gun shops and clothing stores. Gun shops. You can only get certain types of guns or ammo from Harry, which does make some logical sense, as some things would be illegal. However, one, I wasn't expecting the game to take it that deep, but also Harry is never close to any of the other missions, and it makes it annoying to have to go there instead of any of the closer gun shops. This is made worse by the fact that the game does a worse job at giving you weapons and ammo during mission, particularly grenades and Molotovs. This makes going to gun shops a necessity if you want to make your life easier, but it's also a real chore because you usually have to go out of the way to do it. Car physics. The car physics were good. Probably not as good as the first game, but as I've already said, it's really hard for me to put my finger on what exactly made the first games seem better, but the car physics were still really good. Cars still kind of drove like crap, especially cars that you would expect to drive like crap, like a big truck. With both Mafia games, though, when I use crap or terrible to describe how the cars drive, in this case, that's actually a good thing. So I just wanted to make that clear. The AI can be a bit stupid at times with the cover, and that sometimes they'll sit there with half their body sticking out for you to shoot, or will just stay there and cover. The AI just doesn't feel that intelligent. When attacking you, they will usually just sit in the same spot waiting for you. Occasionally, they'll move to attack you, but usually this will be in a situation where they will send several people to overwhelm you. They don't move around like the first game. In the first game, it was much more balanced. The AI felt like they were always looking for a better spot to get an angle on you, but never felt like they were just rushing out in overwhelming numbers to just take you out. With the first game being a remake instead of a remaster, that was to be a bit expected, but I felt like the AI could have just used more tweaking. That being said, though, AI is very hard to code for, so I do get it. It's just a bit disappointing considering how good I thought the AI was in the first game. There was a few times I noticed AI in different locations when redoing certain missions. This is a nice touch, as it does keep it a bit fresh and not too predictable, but it also wasn't something that I really noticed with every mission. And it was only like 1 or 2 people. The cover system, it was not great. It was probably mediocre at best. The one thing that was really nice with the cover system is that if you would take cover in the same spot as one of the NPCs that were on your side, they would move to a different place. This is nice because it gives you someone in a different spot to attack from, and then they're not getting in your way. It doesn't really seem like they were doing a whole lot, but it feels nice, I guess. Something I complained about, though, in Far Cry 5 was that the guns for hire would always just sit in the same spot as you. And so you don't get that problem with this game. One of the issues with cover, though, is when you go to aim, the game will usually move you out of cover. This is really annoying because these are at the times when you need cover the most. It was also really hard to get the game to snap you onto the object you wanted, which is kind of a problem with most games with the cover system, but it just felt worse here in this game. In the dock mission, I tried to use a stack of barrels that seemed like it was set up for cover, but the game wouldn't let me use it for some reason. The cover system was just definitely worse than the first game. The first game had destructive cover, and it was mostly lacking in this game. There was one instance in Exit the Dragon where the game had destructive cover for the AI when they were shooting down from the balcony, but there wasn't really destructive cover for the player to use throughout the game. There was a couple times where the game cut from a cutscene and then just had you lined up in the line of fire at least once. The game felt like it wanted to force you into stealth, but it wasn't really good at it either. Exit the Dragon is a perfect example of what I mean. It gets you to stealthily take out a guy just to lead you into a large gunfight with at least a dozen people immediately afterwards. The Rescuing Joe mission is another perfect example of this. It has you stealth take down the 3 guys on the floor that you start from, but then it immediately forces you into a massive gunfight on the next level. It almost felt like they made the game and then somebody was like, hey guys, we forgot to include stealth. And so they just went back in and included unnecessary moments of stealth. The first game did a much better job when it came to stealth. Missions were actually designed around it. It wasn't just a small little part of a mission. The cops felt too easy, just like the first game. It was just way too easy to escape them. It is a bit annoying that you remain wanted until you change your clothes and or change your license plate to get a new car. But I guess it is also kind of cool because it does make your consequences matter for longer, which does help offset how easy it is to get away from the cops. That all being said, if you go past a cop, though, fast enough when wanted, it won't even trigger a pursuit. So it's, again, just way too easy. Speeding can be a bit hit or miss as to if the cops want to chase you. Controls. So something I talked about pretty much immediately when I started the game. The controls were mostly fine, but felt dated. I can't remember the last game I played where I had to use the D-pad to cycle through weapons. It just really felt like a modernized control system. Implementing a weapon wheel would have been great. I would also highly suggest, though, not using the same button for cover as also for jump and climb. I was trying to take cover once while in a gunfight, and instead of taking cover, I climbed onto an object, putting me more in the line of fire, so not good. Okay, performance of the game. The game performance didn't really feel that bad throughout the game as I was playing it. I did have one instance where the game stuttered really bad, like probably the worst I've ever seen. I'm not one to usually complain or really even notice FPS until it drops below 30. It dipped down into the teens. It was only one time that I noticed I could normally run the game at 1440p high settings and get like 45 to 60 FPS, usually closer to 60. But I had it dip down to, I think, 15 FPS at one point. So I'm not really sure if this was an issue with the game itself or my computer. Because I only noticed it the once, it doesn't make me think it was my computer. However, this is not something I normally experience with games. But also, with the first game, I did experience several moments where the game would just freeze for a second. So I mentioned performance because my computer absolutely crushes the classic version, running at 1440p, same high settings, staying at an almost constant buttery smooth 144 FPS. I do feel like I kind of expected more out of the performance of the Definitive Edition. Considering how old Mafia 2 is and the little work that was done on the remaster, and then having played the classic at 144 FPS, I'm definitely not loving the 45 to 60 that I got with the Definitive Edition. I don't have a top-of-the-line computer, but it's still pretty decent. And I just feel like I should be able to get more out of it. Checkpoints. So I know I've said this about every game I've played on this channel so far, but come on. When you kill everyone outside of a building, then you go inside the building, clear out the first floor, then you go up to the second floor, clear out that floor, and then you go up to a third floor. If you then die, you shouldn't have to go back to the beginning, especially when there is a nice elevator sequence that provides the perfect checkpoint opportunity. That was acceptable 20 years ago, but not now. Put checkpoints in your games, people. The dock mission, where when you get into the warehouse, that is again a natural progression point in the mission where a checkpoint should be. I'm just so over having to replay already completed sections of missions to redo the part I failed at. I get it. I died and have to redo it. Totally cool. But don't make me have to go all the way back and replay an entire section before that of a mission, especially when it has natural progression points in it. While I have complained about checkpoints in other games, it was usually combined with me struggling through a particular mission. I can't really remember a mission where I felt like I was really struggling with it, combined with it being worse by a lack of checkpoints. It was just more annoying rather than being frustrating like Mafia 1 or Far Cry 5. Fighting minigame. I like what they were trying to do here, but I struggled with it. This was probably more a me problem than a game problem. So they tried to make the fights more of a minigame rather than just the typical button mashing sequence, which is kind of cool. I like the effort. And like I said, it was probably a me problem. But I struggled with the controls at times, especially the dodge command. Half the time, I couldn't get it to work. Also, the punches to kill me versus the punches to kill them, it felt very unbalanced. But then again, just the whole health system felt unbalanced, and we'll get into that. I would take like 4 punches while they would take a ton. I do think a big part of the fighting minigame was to add more actual gameplay to the prison sequence rather than it just being one big cutscene. So health. There's no way to regenerate health during parts of the mission. The game regenerates your health over time, but it doesn't do it all the way. You have to eat or drink to do that, and eating and drinking is kind of hard when you're in the middle of a gunfight. But the real issue is it doesn't always regenerate your health to 100% at the start of a chapter, which I think it should. That being said, the chapter does always start you from an apartment or house where you can eat. It's just more about having to remember to do it. But with the way the game is split up into chapters, having to automatically do it at the beginning of the chapter just makes sense to me. But I do feel like, again, just the whole health thing, like bullets, it's unbalanced. They take a lot. I died with like one once on that last mission, which like you can take him out with one shot if it's a shotgun, but otherwise it always takes more. I always just felt like I was like super close to dying with like 2-3 hits, whereas like the game felt like they always had to take more. There seemed to be a bit of an aim assist that would kick in randomly at times. It was off a lot more than it was on, but it would just pop up every once in a while and would just lock me onto someone when I would aim. It was really weird. Some of the dialogue, particularly from Joe, is extremely repetitive, like, did they teach you that in the army every time you kill someone? Harry also has a super annoying line that he repeats every time you purchase ammo, and I don't mean every time you go in there, I mean every time you purchase ammo for each gun. If you're not going to have more dialogue options, then just don't have them talk during those moments. There was several parts where there was no audio where there should be. This is really annoying and what I consider to be a big problem, especially when they occur in cutscenes. There was at least one instance where the game glitched and repeated the same line. I also had an instance where Vito and Joe were talking over each other at the same time. These should have been patched but weren't. The AI was glitched in Chapter 4 during the jewelry store robbery. Up on the roof, there was cops still in the stairwell that weren't moving, causing the game not to advance. There was just lots of little AI glitches that haven't been fixed and probably won't be at this point. The camera would at times be way too close, like going up or down stairs, but also in Balls and Beans during the fight sequence, the camera angle was really bad because it had you backed up to the wall and it made it hard to see to do the fight. So let's talk about the Definitive Edition versus the Classic. This game doesn't feel that different from the original version. It lacks even modernized controls like a gun wheel, like I said. This is something that I would expect with a remaster. It looks a bit better, but that's about it. I think the cutscenes are what benefits the most with this version. But even then, I feel like some cutscenes from the classic version are still not that bad. As a PC gamer, I feel like that I could have accomplished the same look or a very similar look with the classic version using mods. Now, I do understand console players can't use mods, so one could argue that's not a valid point to have. Basically, though, my point is the game feels like the classic version and looks pretty similar to the classic, that if I actually had to pay for this version, after having already owned and bought the classic version, I would have been mad. Now, I'm not actually that mad about how similar the two versions are, and here's why. If you own the classic version, you got the Definitive Edition for free. You can't buy the classic version on its own anymore. You have to buy the Definitive Edition, but you now get the classic version for free. At least on Steam, that's how it works. I definitely think I would have been more upset if I had to buy the Definitive Edition because I just don't think they did enough to make it worth it. I would also complain if they took down the classic version, which they didn't. The bottom line is the game improved? Yes. Graphically, the game looks a bit better, but that's about it. A Definitive Edition or remaster is supposed to improve the look of the game while improving optimization, modernize controls, and then fix issues and just be more polished. The only thing I can say Mafia 2, the Definitive Edition, did was it looked a bit better, but it just seems very poorly optimized for the little improvement. Knowing how much better the classic version would have performed versus how similar the two versions are, graphically, I probably would have chosen the classic version to play. I really struggled with my thoughts on this game. I didn't love the game. I enjoyed it, but it's not like in my top 3 games of all time. But I did enjoy the playthrough of the game. But I did like the first game better, and I kept asking myself, why? Why was the first game better? And it was really hard for me to come up with something solid. I think one of the things with the first game is it felt much more polished. Yes, it had its flaws, and I talked about those in my playthrough of that game, but this game felt like there was an issue every time I sat down to play it. Glitch here, glitch there. Also, the first game actually wrapped up their story, which was better. Whereas this game, I'm kind of like, what happened? They just left it hanging a bit. I'm not sure if this is something they addressed with the third game. I think some of it is just they wanted to imply certain things without actually showing you, but it still leaves a bit of gray areas to what happened. I'm not sure if this is something that they're going to address with the crossover with the third game like they did with the first and the second one. The ending of this game feels like a TV show that ends the season on a cliffhanger, expecting to get picked back up for a new season and then doesn't. It just feels like there's a chapter missing or a post-game cutscene like the first game had. And spoiler for Mafia 1, but it would have been like if they just ended the first game after Tommy shoots Sam. Like, what happens next? Does Tommy run and hide? What about his family? What about his conversation with Detective Norman? I'm definitely glad I did play it, and even with some of the issues I had, it was still a good experience with a good story. I am planning on playing Mafia 3 at some point, probably not going to be the next game, but I do plan on playing it. I have been looking at that game, and it does feel like it's going to be a more open world game, although I said that about this game, and it really wasn't. The map does look a lot bigger, and it looks like there's a lot more things to do in that game. So, but that's going to do it, though, for this episode and series of Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. If you enjoyed it, then leave a like. Thanks for watching, and until next time, so long, everybody.